And we're back. Back on the old 12.5 horse Briggs and Stratton engine that I've decided to go ahead and put on the 91 Murray. I had to wait a little while to get some bolts in because we were missing 2 of them on the sump, and yeah, that's about it. So anyway, I went ahead and I laid this on the flywheel so it's a little easier to lay the gasket down. Fortunately, I already had the head gasket and the sump gasket ready to go because I anticipated maybe having to do this one day. There's a sump gasket. So it's good to be prepared. So that should go on just like this. Gotta line it up with the holes for the alignment pins there. And should be able to put the sump back on, sump cover back on, which I got laying over there. Ding. So that's gonna go, yeah, I might want to put some more lubrications on that. So get that in the shot. I've been using Lubriplate. Get that in the shot, there it is. Been using Lubriplate. It's pretty good stuff. Just sometimes you have to remix it because it starts separating a bit. Crap like that. Otherwise, I've been using a lot of rebuilds I've done lately. Put some on the other side of the bearing for the camshaft. A little bit more on the crankshaft bearing area. Never hurts. I wouldn't have made it do this if it was any bad. Okay, let me wipe some of that off. Maybe I'll put a little bit more over here. It's been sitting for a few days. Smear it around contact areas and stuff like that. Oil's going to go in here and mix with it anyway, so it's no big deal. A little bit on the governor piece there. Not sure exactly what that's called. I mean, the whole thing's cut in the governor assembly, governor arm, and the, oh yeah. Might want to put the governor on too. Blow this off real quick. Kind of has a little bit of debris sitting on it. See, that's gonna go on. Ooh, can't even see that. Anyway, okay. Governor go on about right here. Go back a little bit. Let it mesh with the camshaft gear. There. Alright, suckers in. I'm not going to bother putting any RTV around it because the gasket itself should be good enough. Or it better be anyway. Okay. Put some oil around that seal to make it slide a little easier over it. This is Briggs and Stratton small engine oil. I don't think the oil seal was actually leaking when I looked at it, so it should be okay. Well, I hope so anyway. Anything on the table, off of the table, through the table, by the table. Okay. Slide over. Okay. Give a little persuasion. It's always got to be a pain, doesn't it? Shouldn't be. There, see? Throwing in the sump bolts. Alrighty. So these all should be a 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit. I know I need to torque these down, but I'm going to set the drill on one of the lowest torque setting. I'll get that in the camera. We get the lowest on the torque setting, and I'll run it in there without tightening it too much. Kind of speeds it up a little bit. Lightly setting them. Let's see. Now, these get torqued down to 18.5 foot-pounds. So does the head. So that's kind of strange. All right. A couple turns in each one. That's where it's going to take a while. It's been really cold out here, so the metal's not quite warm, if you know what I mean. I don't have much of a heater. Okay. A little bit in play, but it needs some anyway. Some in there. Okay. Let's see. I was gonna do some more cleaning on this when I got that on, so I might do that right now. So be right back. Okay, I got a little bit cleaner. Not as good as I probably want to. I'm gonna leave it at that and be all right. I didn't bother lapping the valves because they seemed like they were working fine. It was just the leak down here and the carburetor issue where it was flooding out were the only really main things. Otherwise, it seemed like it was running fine. So I'm not going to do anything here except put the head back on and everything. So I think before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and put the oil drain plug back in. Because that would be stupid not to, obviously. Clean the threads off a little bit. I don't know, this did not have any Teflon tape on it. But well, I might as well go ahead and put some on it too, right? So, do it right the first time if you can. I believe it's like that. I don't know if it was necessary or not because there wasn't any on there when I took it off, and it didn't seem like it was leaking, so it was just leaking right here. Yeah, that'll be enough. Getting all dirty from my gloves, but it should be all right. Shove it in there. No, must be ½ inch. There goes that. Yep, ½ inch. 12 point will not go over a square, so we know that now. On this in here. That'll be good, I hope. Okay, leave it at that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the head gasket and stuff. Hopefully I won't have to get another set of these because I bought these, like I said, before I actually did anything to this engine except try to get it, ready for whenever I was going to do something with it. Didn't know when that was going to be because, like I said, I was going to put this on that whipper I was going to make, and I still have not even gotten the steel for that, so that's not happening anytime real soon. So, I'll just have to deal with it as it is. That could be cleaner, but I don't think it's a huge issue. Scrub on it a little bit around the mating surfaces with the gasket. Okay, head gasket, head, no funny stuff. Do it up there. See, I think some of the no, all the head gasket, all the head bolts go on without going through the air directional steel, sheet steel, so that's okay. That helps. Oh, I didn't make it. There's no locator pins on the head, so it's always a slight more challenge getting them put together. On there, I think I'm on there. Yeah. Let's run these down. There. Okay, those torque down. I went ahead and took the starter off, so I had a little bit more space to work with on this side, so I guess I need to put that back on. Excuse me. Okay. Try to clean it up a little bit. You can't see it. Yeah, try to clean it up a little bit. Usually you route this back underneath it, but the way this is sitting, I don't think it can do that anyhow. So I'll just leave it where it's at. That's on there. Of course, you wouldn't know, there's literally 2 different types of bolts on this thing. It's always fun to confuse people, I guess. One of them's damaged. This one's got a T27 on this side, I think. Yeah. I'll roll it down in there. I'm kind of in the way a lot, aren't I? Let's see if I can fix that. Probably can't, but I'll try. Okay. These were, nope. Half inch again. I don't know what the torque specs are on these, but to me it's not an essential thing to have. My two biggest worries are always the sump bolts and the head bolts. I want to make sure I got good torque on those. They're pretty important, to say the least. This keeps you from leaking, this keeps you from blowing out. I think this one I had a wrench on. Oh yeah. Didn't get into it, that is. Crap. Good enough torque. Feels good enough. At that setting, it's probably okay. Just want to blow it out. Ooh. Then I stripped it out there for a second. I was nervous. There's stuff on the head. Well, if something goes wrong there, I've got a helicoil kit, so I can take care of it if I need to. But it should be okay. Should be okay. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and set this back up on the two 4x4s I usually set these on. Because reasons. That might have slipped because of the split ring lock washer, but that'll be okay. Alright, put them back up on the 4x4s. Second. Okay, I got resituated. Guess I will put the, let me see here. Look at my parts again. So I'll put this back on. Oh, I gotta put, oh, yeah, I gotta put one underneath first. This one had the embedded kill wire, so I had to take it off with it. One segundo. Okay, I mean, a little bit easier getting into it this way. Now you can't see it, but I'm putting the kill wire connector back on. I got this wee screw, holds it down here. Wrong one. Is this one? Yep. 5/16. Yep. This one has to go on first because the one that goes over here actually like plugs into it basically. I'll wait and put that one, tighten that down so it's in position after I get this on. Let's go into there. Yeah, there's two holes there, but I shouldn't hold it down because it's set up too high. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one I can't put in yet until I, well, you can't even see that. What the heck? Oop. This one I can't put in until I get the muffler bag on. Hold on a second. Okay, well, I had to remember which screws went where because it's been a while since I've messed with this. That's pretty bad. Yeah, these are here. Yeah, okay. Gosh. Let me get this together. Well, I got a little bit higher. I just bring the legs in together a little bit. Still can't see much from there. But try it that way. I got that on there just for a placeholder for the moment. That there. Go ahead and tighten this down a little more now because it's kind of holding its place now. There. All right. Next, I guess I'll put on the muffler. I think that's all of it. Whoops. And look over my parts again to make sure. Well, I had to wait for the bolts to come in and the weather to stop being so horrible. So I'm just took a little bit. Over there. I'll make sure I get that down there. Alright, let's try to get this little sucker back on here. Got some crazing going on from the heat, I guess. That's crazy. Oh, that's just crazing. Why didn't you tell me I didn't put this in here? My gasket rotated a little bit. There. That one's going in a completely opposite direction. I think I got it. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Throw this over here to hold the place, and I won't take that down until I get the other ones in because it's a slot. You want to make sure you put it in the right place. Of course, it's going to fight you every step of the way. See how it goes. Well, I'm staring at it right now. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Maybe it didn't. You kind of don't want to go too tight on this because it'll obviously start indenting the metal. But you want to have a good seal back here too. Check this little sucker over here. There it goes. 10 millimeter. I'll run this down to where it's almost kind of touching. Make sure I get this fully seated first. Let's see. What am I doing? Let's do 1/2 inch. Okay, that'll work. Let's run the front one down. Hey, what if it was 3/8 instead of 10 millimeters? Wouldn't that be weird? That's wild. Okay, that's in. Now, I'll knock these over because that helps keep them from overspinning when they're getting too warm and and vibrating around. Okay, let's assume that's good. So, moving on. Now I guess I'll do the intake manifold. Because why not? Because, yeah, it needs it. Excuse me. These have T27s in them. It's a very strange intake manifold gasket. For some reason it feels like plastic, but it feels like plastic, doesn't mean it is. So, that's interesting. Hope I didn't put this on here and expecting to get this down here and it's kind of in the way. Hopefully. Otherwise I'll have to take that muffler back off. Yeah, it's going in. Then you can torque it just only with a screwdriver. Alright, hook it up here too. Don't want none of them air leaks. There's that. Ooh. Look at that bounce back. Yep, still got that bounce back compression, so that's a good sign. I must have had some leaking out around here. Just haven't seen it till now. Get that clear off. Yeah, they're gonna get dirty out there, but it's nice to have them clean to begin with. Guess I'll put the shroud back on. Well, I'll put this on too. It's always fun hugging these. Okay. Hang that there. Now I put this back on first. No, I don't have to do it first, actually. It tends to go behind it. There it is. These don't technically have to be too tight either, just tight enough to be able to keep this on. Turn it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about there. This kind of grommet here is what the oil fill tube goes into, like so. So you want to make sure that that's nice and tight, keep it from leaking out. Because there's a lot of people that haven't figured, nobody told them or they haven't found out that you can actually like screw this down a little bit tighter, make this a little bit tighter to go into, and that'll help with leaks from around this area here. Heck, I didn't even know that for a number of years. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of oil on the inside of the filler tube, or the outside of the part of the filler tube it goes into, just to kind of lube it up a little bit to get it back in there. I might have it. Yeah, there we go. Not sure if I got that tight enough yet. I was going to do that. The excess over there, so I'm not confused later. Something like that. Whoopsies. Feels like a pretty good hold. Hope I get that screw in there good enough. There's this little tiny screw that holds it on the up here. So this little screw holds it on the blower shroud, keeps everything solid. It's in there nice and tight before we tighten it down. Let's try that. Put the dipstick back in, clean that off. Can't you see that, can you? There you go. Okay. I think that's roughly all of it for this part of the mess. So now I'll have to put it back over on the Murray and go ahead and put the carburetor back on, try it all again. So I'll save you the trouble of seeing all that because you've seen how it came off anyway. So I'll be back later. Well, I got the engine mounted back up. I hooked up everything else, and I don't have any oil in it yet, but I got the carburetor put on, and I opened up the fuel valve, and it flooded out again. So we're back to square one. There may not be, this may be the end of part 2, because I get a little hacked off about it. Yeah, so, stuff happens, whatever. I might have to shoot this carburetor or something. That may be another video. So that's that for now. Sorry I couldn't be better than this. Maybe next time. Yeah, you can see some of the fuel in there already. I turned it on, I could hear it filling up, and then I looked in here, and there's another like 1/4 inch of gasoline sitting there, and it ended up in the combustion chamber, and I was shooting some out with a spark plug out of it. So, yeah, something else is going to have to be done here. I'm going to go ahead and put oil in it, so it'll be ready whenever I finally get around to doing something about this stupid carburetor situation. So that's always fun to find stuff like that going on. I'm not angry, I'm just... Yeah, okay. So I'll look into this and I'll post this one just to say it's part 2, but it failed, so yay. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Or you'll see me later.